In this video, I'm going to show you how to get rid of pain in your knees with the fascia stretch that stretches the tissues all around your knees and makes space in your knees. Bring your left foot forward. To stretch the fascia around the knees, first we discern the rotation of the bones. Put your hands on the end of your thigh bone and feel how as you bend your knees more, there's a rotation. When you bend, the inner part comes forward, which we call external rotation, and when you straighten, the inner part goes back, which we call internal rotation. Say it out loud with me. External rotation, internal rotation. External, internal. And now we'll check into what the lower leg is doing. So put your fingers on the bone of your tibia. And when you bend, you'll feel that it moves in. It's internal. And when you straighten, it moves out. So the thigh bone and the lower leg bone move opposite. Say it with me. Internal rotation on the bend, external rotation when the knee straightens. Internal on the bend, external on the straighten. So we're going to add the stretch now. And they stretch the tissues opposite of the way the bones rotate. So bring your hands to the outside of the thigh. Breathe. When you bend, you stretch the tissues to the inside. When you straighten, you stretch the tissues to the outside. When you bend, you rotate the tissues in. When you straighten, you rotate the tissues out. One more time. Rotate the tissues in. Rotate the tissues out, and now we'll go to the lower leg. So you remember that the lower leg rotates in on the bend and out on the straighten. So we're going to go the opposite with the tissues. So we're going to rotate the lower leg out as you bend, in as you straighten. Out as the knee bends, in as the knee straightens. One more time, out as the knee bends, in as the knee straightens. Now we'll put both together. One hand on the upper, one hand on the lower. So it's going to be this action with the hands. So the upper leg rotates in, lower leg we rotate out. Lower leg in, upper leg out. Breathe. Upper leg in, lower leg out. Upper leg out, lower leg in. One more time. Upper leg in, lower leg out. Upper leg out, lower leg in. Let's come up onto both feet. Take a walk. And remember, let your lower leg swing on your upper leg and let your thigh bone swing from your hip socket as you walk. And is there a difference in how the side you stretch the fascia around the knee feels compared to the other side? And we say in the Franklin method of imagery that awareness improves function. So you've become aware of the rotation of your knee, and so it'll improve the function of your knee. And when there's improved function, we have less pain. But it doesn't just make things work better right there. It affects what the whole side, or what we call in anatomy the chain. So did you get more flexible in your hamstring on that side compared to the other side? Because we didn't stretch the hamstring, but the knee being looser could make your hamstring looser. Does your breath feel any deeper on the side that you stretched your knee compared to the other side? Because less tension in your knee will make it easier to breathe deeply. How about your ankle? Feel what your ankle feels like on that side versus the other side. Here we go, second side. Coming down into kneeling, bringing your right foot forward. Now you're skilled with the thigh bone rotation, so it'll be quicker. So when you bend your knee more, the thigh externally rotates. And when you straighten it, it internally rotates. When you bend, it externally rotates. When you straighten, it internally rotates. Now we'll go to the lower leg. So they're opposite. So when you bend, the lower leg internally rotates. When you straighten, the lower leg externally rotates. So we'll do that again. And now we're going to add the stretching. So we'll go on the upper leg. Remember that thigh externally rotates when you bend. So we'll stretch the outer tissues in. And when you straighten, we'll stretch it out. Moving the fascia around the knee, opposite of the way the thigh bone is rotating, creating space in the knee. Bring your hand onto the lower leg. So remember the thigh bone internally rotates when you bend. So we're going to do external rotation of the tibia on the bend, internal rotation on the straighten, external rotation on the bend, internal rotation as you straighten, and one more time. And now let's put it together. So the hands on the outside of the thigh and around the inner part of the tibia. And as you bend, you bring the thigh in and traction the tissues of the lower leg out, and vice versa when you come back. Thigh in, tibia out. Opposite when you come back, and one more time. Traction, thigh in, tibia out. Opposite when you come back, and come up into standing. And let's see what kind of benefit made it to the second side. So bend and straighten. Do your knees feel any looser? Did the second side catch up with the first? Did it affect the flexibility in the back of your leg or in your hip joint? Take a walk and notice if it affected how you feel when you walk. An important tip for walking is to allow your legs bones to swing as you walk rather than pushing them. There is more about that in my first knee video right here, and the link will be below in the description. I hope your knees feel better with each passing day as you practice these knee embodiments. Be sure to subscribe to my Intelligent Body channel so you get more pain-free movement tips.